I had a real good live stream, and one of the questions that came up, we was talking basketball, and one of the questions was asked if Jokic was to be on that Lakers team that won the three-peat in '00, you traded him for Shaq, do you get the same results? Now, I like Jokic a whole lot. I think he is doing everything that LeBron James should be doing. If you really and truly that 1 through 5 and you're that all around guy, I think that's what he do with assists, the rebounds, the points, all that. He's an incredible offensive force. You want to talk about offensive force? Jokic is one of the baddest cats I've seen as far as the totality of what he does. You know how it is. You got to do the build up before you get to the entree till you really start to dive in. And I got to do it. And it's not gonna make Jokic fans happy, but I'm not in the business for clicks, views, and always being well loved and liked, because it's calling opinions, and everyone's got one, and it's just my take. But it's also actual and factual, because I'm gonna break it to you. Jokic's run the past 3 years has been sensational. I mean, if I told you guys averaging 30 points, I'm like a triple double, incredible. The problem I have is he doesn't get the best out of his team. Jamal Murray did throw a 55 piece, and he's got potential in him, but Jamal Murray's one of them frustrating guys. When Jamal Murray playing like he want to play, he can be in the 12 to 15 best players going today. But Jamal Murray sometimes usually in the 22 to 32 sector, and it's not consistent. And Michael Porter Jr. as well. But you got to be the man when you the man leading the team. You got to get that out of your players. Russell Westbrook was kind of like in a low budget kind of way. If the Nuggets were to go on and win the finals this year, he'd be like the low budget Saquon Barkley because he was consistent when he played. And I like Brian Brown. Brown is nice too. But let me get to this question. Do they win? No. Let me tell you why. Because Phil Jackson didn't like a lot of 3-pointers. There's no way in the world he had his big man out there battling with Kobe. That would not have worked. He'd have to post up and bang, and that's why he had Rick Fox and Derek Fisher out there on the perimeter. He got upset with Fish sometimes. You remember against Sacramento, 2002, he was shooting too many threes. So he was like, you got to play within the position. You got to play with what you got. Rick Fox, Kobe, utilize the triangle. With Jokic working the triangle, he would have to have an off guard and a guy that be willing to defer, and they'd have to do like a zigzag type of offense where one goes left, one goes right to cover all the corners. I don't see that working with that triangle offense with Jokic. I don't. I don't. Now, and I'm gonna do a video later sometime where I address Jokic in other capacities just to put him back 20 years ago. We're not gonna put him back in the day because Arvydas Sabonis was a better version of Jokic. And I'm going to stand on it because Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas Sabonis' daddy, he was better than Jokic. And I like Jokic a whole lot, but Arvydas couldn't really do much with Shaq. And not in that totality because it's asked to do much. Inside out, have to play. It's a different demand. Jokic would have had to deal with Kobe's fire and edge, and he'd have to stay in the box. He let him camp and shoot, but he'd make him have to stand in the box. Because you got to get rebounds. You got to bang. You got to get physical. It was a different era. And you're seeing Jokic in a total different light. The reason why Shaquille O'Neal would still stand out over Jokic because I saw him in Orlando. And that's all he did was run. He was a sprinter. He was Giannis before Giannis. When you look at Shaq, you could bring him to today's game if he gets an outside shot and he stays, where he was in Orlando. He stays relatively cut. Even with the Lakers, he was running fast breaks. In Miami, he was running. So you get that 10-year window where he's running and moving like that and have an outside shot or a fadeaway or something to go along with his dunks and everything he do, he going to be all right. But when he got physical and they dominated, that was a different side. I haven't seen Jokic dominate like that. And don't tell me you can't because it's all you and you can't. If Jokic was being coached back to the basket with authority as much as he fades, and he can shoot outside with the best of them right now. You can say he's the best player going, I give you all that. But would he have worked in that triangle what Shaq did? No. not to go to no four finals in 5 years because he can't do it now. And it's a lot easier with the styling. How many true centers do you have to go against? And you swept Anthony Davis. You made him mincemeat. So who you got to worry about? But you see, you got to motivate your teammates. Cats were motivated with Shaq. Shaq had cats who had careers. Dennis Scott right now is on NBA TV because of Shaq. Scott Skiles got a job coaching the Bulls by being a point guard with Shaq. I'm just going to keep it 100. You play with greatness, it rubs off. That's what's separating him from when people want to put him, anoint him. It's the reason why he can't rise till he gets more out of Jamal Murray, till he gets Michael Porter Jr. Because to me, Michael Porter Jr. is his Klay Thompson. And you know how I felt about Klay. Steph was Steph, but Golden State was scary if Klay went off. If Michael Porter Jr. goes off, you ain't beating Denver. But that don't happen that often. And they don't play no defense. That's another thing, too. They don't lock down. They don't play. So, stats and greatness and what you do, but you have the totality. And that's my argument. That's why Jokic could not have, if you flip Jokic with Shaq 2000 or 2002, the results, he might have won one, but it would have been a struggle. Because his style against, say, it'd have been a problem against the Spurs. Because Duncan could go outside, inside. That's how great Tim Duncan was. Jokic doesn't play against nobody like Duncan or Dave Robinson in the West. And don't throw Victor Wemby at me because he's still fresh right now. We won't even see Victor Wemby. By the time Wemby gets good, it'll be about year 4 or 5 where he starts to get seasoning. And then Jokic's going to be pushing 30 plus. So we can't even, there is nobody except Giannis. And Embiid was in that conversation, but I'm just saying Anthony Davis, but just saying. So that's why, no, he would not have worked with that. No. But anyway, tell me what you think, though. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit the membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.